Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at an older games from 2012 from GMT Games, and it's called Red Winter. The Soviet attack at Tolvayevo. Alright. Tolvayevo. It's Finnish, that's definitely wrong, but I'm not going to pretend to try and pronounce it again, but you can comment with how it's pronounced below. That'll be great. And it's designed by Mark Mokshevsky, maybe? I apologize once again for butchering your name, but two-player World War II game. It's 8th to the 12th of December 1939, so it's part of the... what do they call that? It's part of the Winter War, where it was the Russians, the Russo-Finnish War, I think, is the correct term for it. Two-player game, medium complexity. You can play it solitaire. I don't know a lot about it, other than that, so I wanted to kind of crack it open, if only to sate myself. Now, I did get this second-hand. It's unpunched, but there's a few... Well, the map in here is not what is advertised on the back of the box. So we've got 4 dice, and I believe those are... These are the dice that you get with the game. You get 2 red, 2 blue. We have a rule book, and this is, again, it's GMT 2012, so you get this kind of semi-gloss paper... 2 columns, it's in color, so this is kind of the more updated format from some of the older titles that they used to do. Good diagrams and descriptions. And we have also a playbook. Now the rules, 20 pages, so that's just the rules. The playbook has all the scenarios in it. It has the designer notes, all the historical notes, optional rules, strategy guide, glossary of Finnish terms, reading, like further reading, and like an OOB kind of a thing. So we have the scenarios here at the front, you know, how you may or may not want to play the game. And there's a bunch of different things here for playing around with, which is nice that we have options. I like a game that you can kind of break down and do different scenarios and different setups and alternatives. Then we get into the designer notes, which again, we get lots of pictures and historical documentation, which again, I prefer. Some more notes. Oh, and it looks like Solitaire Red Winter. This might just be some advice for playing Solitaire. Interesting. Or maybe these are notes as to... I'll be interested to read that if they give some extra advice about, you know, how to play, because you miss out on certain bits and pieces. Historical background. So this is not just a game, this is a huge resource as well. So I'm interested to read more about this. Yeah, I feel like this is a part of that era that is grossly overlooked, especially in wargaming. It might not be, but I feel like it is. We have a turn track. So it goes through 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 5 days. And then we have time within those as well. And that's single-sided, so we'll have this next to the board. We have then a getting started guide. This is dual-sided. We have a tutorial, play this little scenario and setup first. I don't know if this is just some frequently overlooked rules and things to remember, which that's nice. I do appreciate those. Here we've got first play aid and second play aid. These look to be identical. Note, all text printed in blue is optional rules. So we got some optional rules down here for friction, fire, and all that kind of stuff, but everything else is the core rules, one for each player. And we have anti-tank fire and night raids and things on the back as well. So, nice plays, appreciate those. This game comes with a singular counter sheet. It is just one counter sheet. Counter sheet 1 of 1. And we have Russian forces, and we have Finnish forces, I believe. I am not quite sure about these grey ones here. I don't know if those are support units. I'm not entirely sure about those. But this is it. This is what you get. These are the larger sized counters that GMT do. They got NATO symbols on them, but some of the support weapons like the HMGs have pictures on them as well. And we have some admin markers down there. And then we have some like Finnish control markers. And some more markers down there. These are dual-sided. So we have a reduced side of the units as well. And the Finnish one's down there too. But these are very, very typical GMT counters. They punch pretty easily. You just kind of pull them off the sprues. These will need clipping because you can see here they kind of do have some little corners sticking out on them. And if you're a nut like me when it comes to stacking, I like to have it so it looks neat. And so I clip the corners off of those, make them nice and round. And the last thing in the box, and this is what we talked about. This is the second hand. Normally this game comes with a map sheet. This, however, is the deluxe mounted board upgrade. So you don't get this if you're buying it. Right? It doesn't come with it. And this is this was a product put out in 2012. And this is the map for the game. This is Red Winter right here, and this is a very, very nice board. At the back of it, you see, looks very different. It's dual printed. This is Operation Dauntless. Entirely different game, entirely different system. They did that because I think the overlap of people who had both these games and needed the mounted boards was probably fairly small. So, this style, it reminds me very much of, I don't know, it reminds me of almost like a Flying Pig games, where it almost looks like it's a watercolor painting. It's a really, really nice looking board. This is great artwork, and the map's done by Mark Maffei. Well, I'm going to butcher that name as well. But it's a winter board, it's Finland, it's December, it's exactly what you would expect. We've got the forests, we've got higher, rough terrain, we have some buildings and roads. And this is, I don't know if you'd consider it operational, but this is a specific engagement over a period of 5 days. Probably those scenarios are playing, just one specific day, or maybe 2 days of it. It's all broken up into that kind of stuff. There is a map key over here, which shows everything. We do have a track up here for informational counters, so you're gonna, not necessarily turns, because we do have the turn track. This is for tracking everything else. Things like morale bonuses, losses, things like that. We do have a dead pool here, which are permanently eliminated and then eligible for reconstitution as well. But that's what you get. I cannot speak highly enough about how much I like this board. It's very different from the kind of typical the Simonich style artwork. Now, I like Simonich's work. I'm not going to pretend that I don't, because I do. It's very clear and crisp. This is a very different style. It's not something you see a lot with GMT, as far as I'm concerned, and I like it a lot. It's a really nice breath of fresh air. And you'll be playing with some white, some blue, some grey, and a couple of red counters. So it should all stand out very nicely on here, get good contrast with the colours, which should make the ease of play pretty good too. So I'm excited to play this. A very new style of game, and it'll be easy to get to the table with those smaller scenarios too. So appreciate you guys tuning in. This is Red Winter from GMT Games. It's from 2012. You can pick it up on a second-hand market. It's out of print right now, but if you're interested, check it out. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm Alexander from theplayersaid.com.